All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Fast and Slow podcast. I am Nick, and with me, as always, is Nate, and we're on episode 16, getting
All right.
there closer to 20. Here we come.
Yeah. I like that number. 16 is a good one.
Yeah, we're creeping up on a year. I think February should be a year of the podcast.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
crazy
moving
to think
along.
about. I was thinking today because it's today was probably one of the last nicer days, but there's some chilly weather in the forecast. And I remember freezing my tail out here
Yeah, I was looking at some
the
videos
first
from the
couple.
first episode, and you were like,
Yeah.
one, you had no light in the garage, and two, you
It's
were
in my
like,
cave.
Yeah. So. No, it's good stuff. I think we the year mark, I think is when we need to go on the promotion trail to, start getting this thing growing a little bit. Because I know we have a handful of dedicated listeners, and the fact that people come back and listen, I think shows the show has some potential. We just gotta get the word out.
Yeah. I
So
mean, having fun regardless. So
yeah, I mean, if anything, it's an excuse to just stay in touch and
yeah.
talk cars. So
Yeah.
anyway, you got that thing off the lift.
I did. I thought about leaving it off for the podcast just so everybody can see it does come off its perch. It does get driven, but yeah, I drove it
Sure.
to work today. So, like I just told you, today was probably the last, I don't know, reasonably warm day. It has a high of like 65 or something like that.
Yeah.
All the days in the future, it gets colder and chance of snow. And I have a feeling they're going to put salt on the road soon in the next week. So,
Damn.
figured get it out before that. I'm the guy. I'm not going to drive it. It's got some rust or bubbling paint. I don't know if I've talked
Hmm.
about that much, but there's quite a few spots of that, so I'm not going to drive it in the salt just to prolong the agony of having to fix that once and for all. So
Yeah.
uh, once they put salt on the road, I won't drive it anymore unless I have
So
to move it. But
how talk through that process? Because I think, at least for me, when this thing's either buried behind other vehicles or, if there's any sort of barrier to drive it, I'm I'm less inclined to like take the time, especially going to work when you're kind of on a time schedule. So
yeah,
how is that for you this morning when you're trying to get ready?
oh, I did it all last night, so that's the other thing too. It is a pain. I'm not going to lie, but only, I'm doing better about it. Like slowly, stuff's coming out of the garage that's just kind of like a hang on from moving, where it's like there's no, you probably know, it doesn't be in the house, it doesn't need to be anywhere, so just put it in the garage and then it's in my way.
Yep.
Those are starting to go away. My son's 3, so there's like a water table, but everything else is on wheels, so that's good. All the toys can be easily moved. But yeah, what it looks like really, it's the chassis table. I can
Hmm.
kind of show you. I just put some of it back, so really that's then it's on wheels and it moves, but it's huge. I mean, it's
What does that thing weigh? All right, would you
I
guess?
I've not actually weighed it, but I know what the specs of those I beams are, and it's probably I bet that whole table's I bet under 1,000, maybe just under 1,000 pounds. Call it
That's
800, I think.
that's heavy.
Yeah. Um, but it's on wheels and it rolls super
Yeah.
easy. But still, I got to move the stuff over so that I can then move the chassis table out from under it
Hmm.
and play that game. So really, it took me probably 45 minutes last night,
Yeah.
and then drop the lift, and then I pull the bug out, raise the lift all the way up, pull the bug back in under the lift. So then in the morning, I don't need to disturb anybody. I just literally, like any other day, open the garage door, drive out, shut the garage
No,
door behind me.
that's
And it's a
nice.
good way to make sure that it starts. When it sits for a few weeks, it cranks a while before it starts. So
Sure. Yeah.
this time I thought last night I thought ahead and I threw some gas down the carburetor, just took off the filter and threw it straight down there.
Hmm.
And then it started and I let it run for a while last night. And then this morning it started on the button.
Man, that's awesome.
Perfect.
Is that electric choke or manual?
Yeah, it's electric, automatic. I don't know. It's got that automatic heating coil in it.
Yeah, yeah. So electric
So
choke.
I don't know if that's that. Like we've said in the podcast before, I'm really enjoying learning about carburetors and all that on it. But that was one thing that I'm like, I wonder if like an actual carburetor, because this thing is like a practically a motorcycle carburetor, basically. It's like I wonder if like a 4 barrel does the same thing. Does it have a little heating coil in there and it
It does. So
slowly
like,
opens the choke on like a little cam?
yep. Yeah, exactly. And on like the Edelbrock, you can adjust it based on time of the year. And so
Hmm.
like one direction opens slower and the other direction opens quicker. And the way it
Okay.
does, like you can feel the tension in the
Yeah.
choke plate.
Yeah.
Uh, that's about the extent of what I know. I know the coil's charged, and as it heats up, it'll open it up. But yeah, so that
Is it,
concept is the same.
and that one, so it's that the coil, it's how far it, what surprised me seeing it in person was that how quickly it opens. That coil is it opens relative to electrical current.
Hmm.
It's totally detached from the. I thought it was somewhat linked to the temperature of the engine.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, you adjust based on like you would adjust based on the temperature, but you're really adjusting the speed at which it opens. And so you want it slower when it's colder out and quicker when it's
Quicker
warmer.
when it's warmer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
But
so like on a let's say there was 100 degrees ambient temperature outside. Like I sat it parked it in the sun on a hot
yeah.
summer day. The Obviously everything would heat soak to that temperature, and so the choke would probably be mostly open. So
Yeah,
then when I get in the car and key on, not much would change.
that's
Now
true.
on a day like today or like this morning, it was a little over 40 degrees when I left. It cold heat soaks, cold soaks, so that coil pulls the choke shut. Now, when I get in and key on, as soon as it sees power, that coil heats up from the key on power, not the
Hmm.
temperature. So if I were to just get in and key on and leave it there without starting the engine, the choke would already start to slowly open.
True. Yeah.
So that's what surprised me was you can't, because I
Yeah.
had that when I was having trouble getting it started and running and things like that. Hey, you're supposed to make sure that the choke's fully open when you do that.
Hmm.
Hard lesson to learn the first time, but regardless, it was like, oh, the choke's. I haven't done anything. How's the choke moving? So you got to like on a cold day, you got to like get in and not dilly dally. Key on, start
Yeah.
it up so
Right.
that it
Right.
keeps the choke closed, and it'll keep it closed on. It's got like a little toothed cam,
Hmm.
so it'll like rest there and keep it mostly closed.
Right. And I don't know if the Edelbrocks are unique in this sense, but I'm pretty sure most, you could just say compare 4 barrel to, what you're working with. They have the fast idle cam, and
Mm.
that honestly it closes the throttle plate completely. Uh, and you basically set there's a separate idle screw on the Edelbrock that you set the RPM of the fast idle cam. And so
Yeah,
when you smash the gas to give the first initial pump, it slams that plate closed because it sits on the fast idle.
that's
Fire it
that's
up.
what I'm that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
That
Yeah.
must be
Yeah.
the fast. There's like a tooth. I don't know if
Yeah.
the Holly's the same way, but there's like a toothed cam, and then the throttle blade rests on that one of those teeth, depending on I guess the temperature.
Yeah. Probably temperature of the engine, right? Or like as soon as the metal heats up
The
around
metal
it.
and there's like a metal
Yeah.
coil inside, but it's like I said, if I get in and just leave, don't start it, but just leave the key ignition on,
Yeah.
and then if I keep resetting the throttle, like tapping the throttle, it'll walk down that tooth.
Oh, okay. I've never paid enough attention to what's happening when I turn the key on. So
Yeah.
I might look at
The,
that just to see.
I always assumed like, oh, automatic choke. It's somehow there's a reference to the heat of the engine. I don't know if it's or just
Yeah.
heat soak in general. Like the carburetor's attached to the engine, so it's going to slowly warm up
Yeah.
proportional
Yeah.
to the engine temperature. And that's not true at all. It's just it runs ignition voltage slash current through the that coil, and it opens whether the engine's running or not in X amount of time.
True. Yeah. Well, I
But
wonder the thing I always try to understand, and these are very answerable questions we're having that, I'm sure somebody smarter listening could potentially solve this. But let's say you run to the grocery store and back, and your car's up to temperature. Uh, you shut it off. 5 minutes later, you get back in the car, you turn it on, or you try to turn it on. Would the choke not reset to
I think it
whatever?
stays. I think because by then it is heat soaked from the engine.
So that overrides
I
whatever
think,
electric
yeah,
coil.
I think no
Yeah.
matter what, whether that coil's getting hot from heat from the engine or heat from electrical current,
I
it's
see.
opening. That's why I was saying, like, if I park it on a hot summer day in the sun,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it'll do anything. I think it'll be what it is because it's heat soaked from the sun.
Makes
But
sense.
when it's
Yeah.
cold, now you're heating it up with electrical current. It starts walking down that cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got, like I said, in the like on a morning like today, if I'm not careful, I could lose my fast idle if I don't get in and immediately crank and start it and let it sit
Hmm.
and you know check
Yeah.
my email and stuff while it's idling. I'll
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
my fast idle, and like it's fine now because I think I've done with the new jets and I've learned about a lot more about how to tune it. But
Hmm.
before it was like I'd have to be kind of babying it while it
Like
was warming
feathering it.
up. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Interesting. But otherwise, it ran well
yeah,
to get to work.
honestly, at this point now that say like started up, I let it idle for 5 or 7 minutes, and I start driving. There's still a cough or a hiccup at like right off of idle, which people online say is most likely it's the fact that I don't have a vacuum advance distributor on it. For
Okay.
whatever reason, it's just a centrifugal advance strictly.
Hmm. Yeah.
So whether I'm full vacuum or if I'm full vacuum low RPM or no vacuum low RPM, I've still got the same amount of advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm in a morning putting through the neighborhood and I go to pull away from the stop sign, I've got 0 degree. I think it's probably at 0 degrees of timing is probably what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And it coughs and I can anticipate it now, so I can usually adjust how I'm driving to prevent it. But
Yeah. I wonder if you put a timing light on it.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Sure.
it's like it's like 0 degrees up until 3,500 RPM,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
then it's whatever 25 degrees of advance or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And it
Mine, I
comes on
think
it comes on all at once.
yeah. So those weights are
Yeah,
pushing out.
yeah,
Weird. Yeah. I think my idle timing is, or initial timing is like 12 and finals 32, 33, something like that.
yeah.
But it's not vacuum. And we talked about this before. I think there is a provision for the vacuum advance, but for whatever reason, I've never used it and never needed to use it.
Oh, interesting. So you're the same. You don't have any vacuum advance. It's all centrifugal,
Hmm.
but you're
Yeah.
starting at 12.
Yeah. It's smooth, all the way
Huh.
through. So,
You don't notice you don't the
mm-mm.
torque curve, you don't notice it being funny
No. Mm-mm.
because this is almost like it's the stereotypical like VTEC, like the slow RPM, you like mash it and
Boom,
you
boom,
wah, and then
boom.
wah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't throw you back. Don't
Yeah.
for dramatic sake, we'll do that, but you can hear it. That's about it. You
Yeah.
can hear a change in the exhaust tone or the specs, probably, yeah, but
Now, the only issue I have with this, I think I'm undercarbed. I know I'm undercarbed. It's a 600 CFM carburetor. Uh, the so when it transitions from the primaries to secondaries, it's spring. There's a spring tensioner, and that's
Mhm.
how you slow or speed the transition. It's uh, it's real finicky, and I think a lot of it has to do with I don't have a kick down. And so anytime I'm in like drive, like third gear, and I tromp it, it the hesitation's coming from that transition from secondary primaries to secondaries. And there's a really, really fine adjustment line to go from full bog, it's not opening fast enough to over like too quickly opening the secondaries and flooding. And so you got to
Uh,
find that like easy transition. And it's just
yeah.
like it took me trial and error of just, country road, zero to fast. And once I found it, it's okay. There's like a slight hesitation, but it's still that transition. It's not a timing issue.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. So I think, uh, again, hashtag Volkswagen, a vacuum distributor is under $30, I bet. Probably
Yeah.
Chinese junk, but
Give it a
still worth a
shot.
shot.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I think I'll do that. And then same thing, the brakes, we've talked about it enough, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go through all those again. It's fine. I'm able to drive it now and I can trust it. But
Hmm.
um, next year, my daughter will be big enough, old enough to probably ride shotgun without. She'll need a booster, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that without brakes that I know I can.
Hmm.
I think it's a true statement that I should be able to lock them up in a panic. I think
Yeah.
I would imagine every car on the road, you know, post World War II, I would I would hazard a guess that that would be the expectation is that you could lock them up in a panic.
Yeah, I would
I'm
think so.
nowhere near that on this.
Because I mean, your tires are skinny enough, and the car
Yeah. Oh yeah.
weighs light enough. So yeah, so you get those sorted, that'll be fine. But that's
Yeah.
cool. You got it out, and was
Yeah.
that a part of the fast car or a cool
I
car Friday?
tried. I kind of made my rounds yesterday and was like, hey, that looks like the last nice day. Who wants to drive
Uh,
something?
yeah.
There's most people have more later model stuff, so they're like, we can have fast car Friday in the snow. I was like,
Yeah, screw you, guy.
yeah. No, but a couple people drove one, so it was
Gotcha.
cool to see, and it was a nice day. So
Nice. That's
yeah,
cool.
but I don't know. I'm gonna I need to wipe it down. I'm gonna get like a microfiber. It's dusty now, not really dirty,
Yeah.
but wipe it down. I feel it's got a full tank now with just fuel from the pump, and I put the stabilizer
Hmm.
in it.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I'm gonna do. I'll probably throw a cover over it after I wipe it down,
Yeah.
and try and start it every at least once a month maybe, and try
Yeah.
and do that.
Yeah, I've been dude, I don't know the last time I actually used a hose to wash the Camaro. Like I've been
Oh
using
yeah.
the washless or the waterless spray.
Mm-hmm.
I've used like Chemical Brothers and then uh one other brand. I forget the company, but yeah, I mean this thing doesn't see any dirt, like you just said,
Mm-hmm.
it's dust. And
Yeah.
so it's got, chemicals inside that like I assume break down the dust to where it's not abrasive to the point of like scratching visible
Yeah.
scratches, I'm sure there's some micro scratches doing it that way, but like it's the least of
Looks
my
good.
worries. Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah,
Uh
send me what. That's good. I want to know. Send me what you've got, or if you can have it on your hand.
somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, we'll plug them. So
All right,
uh,
waterless
chemical
car,
guys, yeah,
chemical guys. All right.
yeah, not brothers. I don't know west of that, but yeah, it smells good. It makes the garage smell really good when you wash your
Hmm,
car.
nice.
Uh, yeah, I just do that and microfiber, and then I'll go back with like a just a spray wax type thing to
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
works good. It's good for like post autocross too. Like kind of cleans off some of the rubber and stuff that
Oh
gets put on
yeah.
it. And so
Do you get those little like I don't know what you call them
I know what you're
scuffs?
talking about.
Scuffs for lack
Yeah,
of a better word. I don't know.
yeah, cone like
Oh, from the
cone.
cone? No, I was thinking more from like little pieces of tire.
Oh yeah, definitely get tire. In fact, when we first built the car, um, I had an open diff and we had old tires, and so I I don't know. You've probably seen the
There's
video.
a video. I remember seeing the
Yeah,
video.
dude, we freaking roasted one tire, and it. I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because it no shit melted rubber like into the paint, clear, not the
Yeah,
paint, but so it's still like you put your hand on the rear quarter and you're like,
feel
oh
it.
my God, it is in the paint.
Well, yeah, but
So
like drag
who
car
cares?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
It's probably kind of a badge of honor to have the back of
yeah.
your quarters all covered in tire and all that.
What's part of the look too, right? For the day two kind of 70s
Yeah,
street machine
yeah.
piece. But uh yeah, so there is rubber. After autocross, it's not too much of rubber really. It's the cone because you hit cones, like that's just
Yeah.
part of the sport. And the cones leave this weird like plasticky string. I
Hmm.
don't know how to describe it. It just like peels off. Um so it doesn't make any sense because like the cones aren't I don't know if it's I have no idea. Totally honest with you. No idea why it does what it does, but like, I'll be doing something in the garage and I'll look that looks like a strand of
Something.
like silly string across
Yeah.
the side of the car. And then I just like pick at it and then you just grab a little bit and it peels off. And like
Huh.
that's it. There's no problem. So I don't know. I thought autocross cones are just cones. I don't think they're like special. Well,
I
they're
wouldn't
heavy.
think so.
They're heavy as shit when you stack them up and you're
Oh, really?
finishing
Yeah.
the day.
Yes.
Like you get a stack of 20. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing for what you use the waterless car wash. But I do have a couple of my stickers like like on the bottom part, they're
Yeah.
orange. There's like some orange streaks that have kind of pushed into the the sticker. So oh well.
So I will always love, I think, have you seen the pictures from like cars that finished the 24 hours of Le Mans or Daytona or whatever? And
Yeah, yeah,
we've probably talked about this before, but I can't think of a single cooler look than like an endurance car at the end of a race with its
yeah.
speed tape holding parts of it together and covered the front covered in
Bugs and
rubber.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just exhaust black down the
yeah,
side from burning the. I don't know, something about it. It'd be like if I were uber rich, like just money to burn,
hmm
I'd be one of the guys that bought whenever it became available or was possible, whatever winning car, and then just didn't wash it. Just parked it somewhere to look at
yeah.
on a turntable or whatever,
Oh man, that'd be sweet.
in my
Have you,
evil lair.
have you ever listened to any of the Adam Carolla? He has like documentaries and interviews about what he's done with the car collection he bought.
Uh-uh.
He bought oh my God, I should have remembered the name of who's the actor who raced Paul Newman.
Yep.
Uh, he, he, I guess he just started like one car at a time back before like the Paul Newman cars were super expensive.
Sure.
I mean, granted, Adam Carolla is not, he's a celebrity, he's got money and
Yeah.
stuff, but uh, yeah, he's bought a bunch of Paul Newman raced cars, and
Hmm.
which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's restored them and he races them, which is even
It's
cooler,
even
I
cooler.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew he
yeah,
was a driver, just as a gentleman driver or whatever they call it. I knew he had done some of that. If not
yeah.
an owner, does he own any teams or anything?
Nah, not that I'm tracking, but he owns a shit ton of cars, so it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Something about it, I don't know, so much like personality for that.
Yeah, I mean, I always have this dream with the dream garage, part of it to be a showroom,
Yeah.
like have a showroom bay
Yeah.
where, you know, make everything shiny, make it,
It's funny you mention that. I don't know. I went through some wild ideas when we bought this house, and I was like, all right, I'm going for small but mighty, right? So I had obviously the lift was kind of a must have just because I needed the space, but I was going to paint the walls and do the floor. So I went through all these wild ideas, and I think it was Race Deck
Yeah.
has a floor that looks like a wood floor.
Oh.
Dude, I was like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I was like, it might actually work if I paint the walls right and make it like I was like, how cool would it be to like stand in here and question, is this a living space or is this a garage?
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
But spoiler alert, not cheap, even for a
Yeah.
two-car garage. The walls are crap. I would need to do so much finished work on the drywall just to prepare it
Hmm.
for paint that it was going to be chaotic. And then
Yeah.
I got super spooked about even race deck floors, which is probably what I would opt for right now if I wanted to do something other than concrete. I'm still would like to talk to some like diehard car guys that do like to do everything just to see how they like it. Like, because I know there's plenty of stuff online and it's like you're looking around in their garage and you're like, there's no way you do like down and dirty stuff. Like
Hmm.
your toolbox is spotless, your walls are spotless. Like that's all
Yeah.
fine and dandy, but I want to talk to the guys that are like grinding and welding and oxyacetylene cutting.
Yeah.
Like there's no way like you're not going to somehow melt or damage or you know
Yeah. Like drop a hammer from waist high,
yeah
tell me that that doesn't leave a imprint.
yeah. And then so again, I would never. I'm perfectly happy with the concrete floors here, but um, where I work, we do some serious heavy stuff with heavy objects. And you know what those floors have that I'm like, I probably wouldn't have done that, but now that I've seen it, I'm not going to forget it.
What?
Porcelain tiles. The
Like,
whole our lab area where we do the most some of the most significant type of work is all tiled. I don't know who owned it before
interesting.
this company did or what they were doing or why. Again, it might not be anybody's first choice,
Hmm.
but surprisingly enough, porcelain tiles, if they're done right, there's videos of guys like bouncing bowling balls from like head high and it won't break
Yeah.
because the
So that,
porcelain and the thin set or quick set and the
mhm.
concrete, I guess, are all become kind of the same density
Interesting.
so that you could, in theory, drop as long as there's no air pockets underneath it and you've done it right. You
Yeah.
could, in theory, drop something really, really heavy and it not
Hmm.
damage it. Now, you might, if you caught a corner, then maybe you knock a corner off or something like
Yeah,
that.
sure. So you're talking like 14 by 14 square porcelain tile, or is it
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a,
They're big,
yeah,
large
big
red
guys? Yeah.
square tiles.
Huh.
And I mean, we're putting, these things we're working with we got, they're 10, 12,000 pounds. And
Yeah.
it's a shop. We're moving stuff around and
Yeah. Probably
floor
pretty easy
jacks
to,
and tables and toolboxes and
yeah, that's
stuff
pretty
like
good.
that. That'd be cool too. Get some of those tiles that look like wood.
Oh, yeah, like the wood finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool.
yeah, I'm 100% on board with a showroom style garage as long as it can handle it.
Well, so the thought, and I showed you the screen grab of my dream garage, would be to have a section of showroom, but
Mm,
then the work, part of the garage be, you know, whatever sealant or,
yeah.
whatever that might be, or concrete, because, if
Yeah.
I have like a 60 by 40 garage, probably not doing much, to the floor. Uh, that'd be really expensive, but
Yeah. That's the problem. Like I said, I think in my mind, Race Tech is kind of winning the what would I do if I could justify it? But it was going to be expensive for this 20 by 20. I can only imagine
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Well,
dreams.
dreams. I have some updates for the
Yeah,
Camaro.
let's hear
Want to
it.
talk about that? So more parts came. Well, I'll step back 1 minute. So I think last time we spoke, I was having issues with the rotor hat. Uh, and so you can't see from here, but I marked each hole, and I went back with the drill press and just used a stepper bit to
Hmm.
get to, I
Get
think I did a little bit
Go
over
back
960.
over what was wrong with it. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, so the axle studs are 1/2 inch because that's what this calls for.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
s
oh, yeah.
yep, so these are 1/2 inch holes, but the knurl on the stud, so I'll use one of the old studs as an example. Let that refocus.
Oh, wow. It did not like that.
It did not like that at all. Okay.
There we go. There
So we'll just I'll use my words for the podcast to
we go.
describe what we're talking about. So at the end of at the yeah, at the end of the stud, it's knurled, and that's what, holds the press
Grabs
and
you.
yep, grabs into the axle. The studs I got had a shoulder about a 1/4 inch longer than the knurl that stuck through the end of the rotor, or sorry, the axle. So the rotor hat has to sit flush to the face of the axle. With that, it was like a 0.65 inch shoulder. This wouldn't go over that shoulder to sit flush to the axle. So the fix would have been either push out the new studs and get a stud that didn't have a shoulder that extended beyond the knurl,
Hmm.
which was a super hard struggle to find. So I called Willwood and I said, "Hey, can I just drill these out to the diameter of the shoulder and the knurl?" And they said that's fine. So that's what I did. I used a stepper bit, I think 9/16, a little bit bigger, and then it sits on a retainer plate or a retainer uh, like faceplate that goes on the axle to
Yeah.
center it. So really, you don't have to worry too much about these being like the exact diameter of the stud. It just
Hmm.
needs to go over the stud. So
It's the that center hub is what locates it on the.
yeah, a
Yeah.
locator ring, I think, is
Sure.
the words I was struggling to find there. So that took me way too long to figure out and to do. So I just finished like last weekend.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's one of those things where it's like I just bought all this new stuff. Am I really gonna modify all this now?
yeah, and I think the kit was expensive. I know the kit was
Yeah.
expensive,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna about to screw up parts that if I didn't need to screw up. So I was taking my time. I have literally nothing in the near future to like get this thing done for, except for next
Sure.
season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I am not worried. So I sorted that out, and now that we're good, it's just following the instructions, putting the caliper on, and making sure the shims are, the right way, and uh, so we're good on the rears. And then I got new parts. Uh, I went with these are
Ooh.
stock. So D52 is what they call GM calipers, I guess. I didn't know that. I learned I learned something new. So these are like the GM late model. They probably ran them from like mid 70s to like early 90s.
Yeah.
So they fit everything,
Nice.
but they're dual pistoned compared to the single piston caliper that stock calipers are. So it's I hesitate to say a brick upgrade. It's like a refresh. Like I'm refreshing. It is an upgrade, but
Let's say
it's not the hyper expensive kit from Willwood that's like a lot of money. I'm gonna cry twice a little bit.
well, yeah.
And then this is not light.
Uh,
So again, stock size upgraded because they're vented and cross drilled.
yeah.
Um, so they'll match the rears. Uh, and for autocross, I think with a good pad, which is what I'm gonna get, that'll it will just be a night and day difference
Nice.
for next year. So
Awesome.
yeah, I have a 4 day weekend this weekend, so I fully expect to
Did,
have everything done.
oh, did you already do something with the axle? Did I see you post something about?
Yeah, I had to press in those studs.
Were
That
you
was
able to do
probably
that just with that C clamp or the ball joint
yeah,
thing? Is that what that was?
dude. Yeah, that thing is fucking heavy. Like,
The ball joint, the tool?
yeah, the tool itself. Have you ever seen one?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
That's Was this a rental deal? What
No, I bought it. It was like $80.
you
Um,
just told me how heavy it is, and I'm gonna make you pick it back up again.
yeah, no worries, no worries. Get my workout in. But yeah, you look at
It's
pictures
so heavy. Have you
online.
ever seen it? No, show it to me.
No, show it to me. Yeah, if you look at pictures online, I mean, it looks like I don't know, it looks
PVC
small. And
clamp.
I'm like, yeah, it's easy. Like, it's,
Oh dang!
it's hefty. It's solid, whatever. But it made easy work of pressing in the studs. They sell
Did
a
you
tool
buy it
that,
just for this
yeah. So I don't know when I'm ever going to use it again, but
when you do ball joints?
yeah, when I do ball joints, which I don't think I'll ever, I don't know. We'll see. Uh,
But did you have? Do you have? You already did that. Did you put new A arms and everything on the front?
yeah, it's
All right, so
tubular.
yeah, you're probably good on ball joints for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I mean,
It's fine.
if somebody needs a ball joint job, I'm your guy.
Interesting.
Well, so funny story though. There's a tool that you basically, because you could do the job in the car if you like snapped the stud off and you needed to,
Yeah,
replace the stud. And so the tool that's for it, it uses the lug nut to pull the stud through.
sure. I know what you
Uh,
mean.
but to me, I'm like, if I don't have to put stress on the thread, I won't.
Yeah.
But anyway, I bought that tool from AutoZone and forgot to update my AutoZone profile. And so it shipped to Georgia. But it's so weird, man. Shipped to Georgia. I paid with PayPal, which my PayPal account was up to date. And so it messed with AutoZone's head. They thought they lost the package.
Oh, really?
And so they refunded me the money, but my neighbor, like the people that bought our house, gave it to our neighbor that we're friends with. And so she's gonna send me the part that AutoZone thought that they lost in shipping. So I've got this like $30 stud puller installer tool.
Not that's not what happened to the ball joint tool.
No, I bought the ball joint tool because I had a free weekend and the Harbor Freight had it in stock. And I was like, well,
Nice.
shit.
Well, I'm just gonna
I'm
do
just,
it.
yeah, I'm not going to wait. It put me back like another week. And I'm like, I'm not screwing with that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So I'll have tools that I hopefully never have to use again.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
that's the second time that's kind of happened. Well, the race ramp thing was just race ramp being an awesome company.
yes. I still I forgot about that till you just brought it up. That's just incredible.
AutoZone, whatever. They're okay. It's
Oh
not. You're
yeah.
not gonna miss it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's
Um,
like I McMaster's kind of the same way. Well, maybe if you call it AutoZone, they might say I ordered something from McMaster and I had to return it. And it was just because I was like, oh, I didn't even take it out of the bag. I could just tell that it was the wrong size. It wasn't going to work or whatever. And I called them up and they were like, how much did you pay for that? And I was like, I don't know, like 10 or 15 bucks. And they're like, oh, just keep it. Don't even, they're like, they basically, and I've always thought this too about things. It's like, it's going to cost more in postage and headache and
mhm.
timing. And somebody at McMaster warehouse is going to have to re-inventory and unpackage. It was
Yeah.
like I was so happy to hear somebody say that. I'm like, yes, thank you. Like I would never ask for you to let me keep it, but like there's no way it's worth it to send it back.
Yeah, no, not at all. Now, I'm sure some accountant is probably like, that's a
Sure.
really shitty business practice,
Yeah.
but
It's the principle of the
yeah,
matter.
yeah, yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that's kind of the update I have this weekend. Like I said, it's a 4 day. Um, I I'm hoping. I mean, I should get the rears done for sure, and then I mean the fronts are just like it's really
Pretty
it's
easy.
it's
Just
easy. Yeah, it's a
yeah, take the
replacement.
wheel off and
Uh, the weird thing, this rotor kit, it's not kit, the rotors didn't come with bearings. It came with a race already pressed in, but no bearing. Uh, so I guess I didn't realize, or maybe I did realize, and I thought that like AutoZone would carry Timken bearings, but they don't.
hmm,
So I've got Timken wheel bearings on the way, so I will have to pack those and press them in. But
interesting.
that's all easy stuff. It's just weird that rotors wouldn't come with bearings.
Yeah, I would have expected it to, I guess. I don't.
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe not. So, because yeah, it's a the rotor itself carries the bearing. It's not a hub style,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
uh, so yeah, there's that, and then I gotta replace or install the new master cylinder. Um, and really, I think where I'm at now is I'm trying to determine what brake pads I want to go with. Uh, like I want to make sure I'm buying the right pad for autocross. And so I think on Monday I'm going to drive over to Solo Performance Specialties. Have you ever heard of that company?
Say it again.
It's Solo Performance Specialties,
Mm,
SPS.
doesn't ring a
Dude,
bell.
it's like it's a speed shop for autocross and track days.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
close to
stock.
you?
Yeah, they're in St. Louis. They're like a 35, 40 minute drive.
Nice.
And so they stock brake fluid and pads and they do race alignments and
Hmm.
bolt and nut check for season, starting your season if you want to have a professional like do a checklist
Yeah.
type thing. So I'm just gonna go there just to, you know, show face and
Yeah.
meet some people and uh yeah, figure out what brake fluid and brake pads they suggest. I think any high temp fluid should be fine, but if they have suggestions. They sponsor the Autocross Club too, so it's kind of nice.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Pads, I've totally lost track. I haven't had a need to do any research on pads, but I know
yeah,
back in 10 years ago, there was like, you may know the name. I thought it was something stuff, tough stuff or rough stuff or,
yeah. Tough Stuff's what this rotor is from. That's
and
the
I remember
company.
there was like three colors of pads.
Yeah,
It was like green, no, I can't remember.
yeah.
Each one
So
for like street, like it was like street track and towing or something like that.
okay, yeah. These came with their BP10 pads from Willwood, and did a little bit of research. I was talking to my cousin, and they're like street performance pads,
Hmm.
so not necessarily good enough for autocross. So probably gonna go with Hawk, and they have I think DT30 is the pad that's like good balance between you know I don't know, it's a good balance pad
Yeah,
for what I'm doing. Still streetable, I think, but more track focused or not track, more autocross focused
sure.
because
Nice.
you don't want a pad that takes 500 degrees or 400 degrees to
Yeah,
activate in autocross. You want it to I think the DT40 or DT30s come in at like 100 degrees and go to 6 or 700 degrees, something like that for optimal. So, which I don't think I'd ever get that hot, but we'll see.
yeah. Are you ever going to get to the point where you're going to be tracking like rotor temperatures or?
Uh, Not as well, probably tracking rotor temperatures through the pedal feel. I I have a friend with a 70 Camaro, and he tracks it. He's raced his whole life, and he said he's got like the big brake kit, and he struggles. Like if you're gonna go super hard, these cars are so heavy in the front
Yeah,
that you know you need you need as much break as you possibly
Yeah.
can get. So
Hmm.
I think they make like 14 or 15-inch rotors, which that's what I'm talking about. The buy once, cry once. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm not buying once for that just yet. This is going to get me through, a handful of years to
yeah,
continue autocrossing and just I'm ready to I want to focus attention on doing the manual conversion next year.
yeah,
And if I'm spending 2 grand at a time on things that aren't the transmission, then I'm never gonna save to what I need to get to.
yeah. And maybe by then a sponsor will buy it for
Yeah, Tremec,
you.
modern driveline, I think would be pretty great. So, dude, that is such a weird concept to me, the sponsorship piece. Like my cousin, he's sponsored by a handful of companies to go do
Yeah,
grid life, and I think it's super cool. But I'm not in it enough yet to like. I don't know if I could commit to a company to be like, yes, I will be at the event and I will promote, and I'm like
yeah,
good to be there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't know if
I
that makes
don't.
sense.
Yeah, it does. I don't. At his level, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm nowhere near it to understand the details. But the closest I ever got to like understanding it, not that I was going to ever be a recipient, but and I forget what they call it. It was basically like Toyo tires was a big one.
Hmm.
And if you the class you were in let you run either Toyo or um, Hoosier Slicks or something like that. And they were like, okay, well if you win the race on Toyos, then Toyo would give you. So it wasn't like you paid full price for the tires. It wasn't like, oh, Toyo's going to give you the tires or Hoosier's going to give you the tires.
Hmm.
But if you pulled or won on Hoosiers, Hoosier would give you money.
Oh, I see.
But it
Yeah,
wasn't like an outright. I forget. There's a name for it, and it's such a so I can't. Words
I
aren't
know
working.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name either.
But so there'd be like think about like every there would be another one for brakes and another one
Hmm.
for and like their only requirement was that you have like a Hoosier sticker on your car or whatever. So
Yeah.
and then a whole bunch of companies do that. So it's like if you're winning races, now you're catching all these little perks from. They're not outright sponsorships, like, but
Yeah, they're
it's a little bit
kind
here
of
and there to win. Yeah,
incentives to run this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I would love to. I think Hotchkiss is a really cool brand. Um, they don't. The problem is, I'm not fully. I'm not a full Hotchkiss setup. I've got
yeah.
a decent amount of stuff, and there's
Pieces, yeah,
more I'm gonna get. But like I have Viking springs or shocks. They don't run Vikings. They have like a Fox deal,
yeah,
Fox shocks. But like they've been one of the only companies that has actually reached out and created some sort of connection. I mean, it's a really small, albeit like Instagram messages back and forth, but like,
yeah,
I think that would be a cool relationship to develop one day
yeah,
with Hotchkiss because, you know, I think that just kind of looking at the industry, it seems like Hotchkiss, I don't want to say they're playing catch up because they still have a lot of really good products, but like there's a lot of other companies that, a lot of cam class dudes are running that are doing pretty well. So I think it'd be cool to like be with Hotchkiss to maybe like develop products
yeah,
to see.
yeah. And that to me, like, it's with the sponsorship thing is like more interesting than the higher levels. Is like, what does that look like to amateurs? Even like if you think about like I don't know, kids starting out in carts, like
Hmm.
doing dirt track stuff or road, like it makes you wonder, like, what does I mean? Then probably there's a bunch of karting brands, but on some level, these companies have got to just be doing it as like almost charity, right? Like they're it would seem that like at such a small level, such the grassroots level, like what do they really have to gain? And maybe I'm totally detached from reality here, but it makes you wonder like, is it are they just doing it because it's the right thing to do? They're a performance brand, so why not
Hmm.
sponsor everything from the little guy all the way up to, pros.
That could be it. I mean, the model of, we hook somebody early on to be, Goodyear guys or,
Yeah.
Redline fluid or, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I'd be curious, if you're sponsoring the little guy for return on investment, if you give a year's supply of oil and your Valvoline to a little guy, but that little guy is like promoting the brand. I wonder if that return on investment's more than a year's supply of motor
That
oil.
that's exactly my point. And you said it better than I did, was what on the grassroots level, the amateur level, what are they getting back? Like,
Hmm.
let's say that you and I just we go buy a race car, and now we're going to start racing in whatever American Iron, NASA, or something like that, wheel to wheel.
Hmm.
Like, what do we offer? You know, sponsor X, and it'd be
I,
interesting to hear what the team a team that ran a full season.
mhm.
Like, what's your pitch?
Yeah. So there's a really good podcast. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the Late to Grid podcast. The guy's out of Cleveland. I think I mentioned him before. But he runs all the Champ Car series. He's got a bunch of
Hmm.
Dodge Neons is like
Oh,
his
nice.
fleet of cars, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, he had an episode on sponsorship, and I thought it was cool to hear him explain like because he said from his point of view, he owns like a automotive kind of more race shop than automotive shop, but
Sure.
kind of works on everything. And he sponsors people, and it's uh, he kind of explained, a lot of it is being willing to go out and it's not just like having your car on the track, with a sticker. It's going to engagements and promoting the brand and like saying not brand but like promoting whatever's sponsoring you, like being
Yeah.
on board with that company. But something else I was thinking too. I mean, when I think, let's just use Grid Life for an example. Let me ask you this: when you think Grid Life, what brake pads do you think
Hawk.
sponsors Hawk? I wonder if they're a sponsor of Grid Life or have they just poached enough grassroots
Oh,
drivers to
yeah.
say, "Hey, we'll sponsor you to run in the Grid Life series."
Ah,
So I
interesting
mean,
point there. Yeah.
so like if I'm a NASA driver or if I'm a SCCA time trial guy, now I see trying to think of a Viking,
Right.
I wonder if, does Viking sponsor that series or is it just they have enough?
Is it just a coincidence they've
Yeah.
cornered the market on that
Hmm.
sanctioning body or
And granted, I mean, Viking shocks, like fantastic. These things are literally the best. I don't even remember how much I spent, but it was like it was
worth
no
it?
kidding. One of besides the engine, the shocks have been the best. But I did research and people said like the shocks are great, yada yada yada. But like a lot of the appeal was like I'm watching these events and
Hmm.
the fast guys and everybody,
Yeah.
position 1 to 10th are running Vikings, and I'm
All
like, well,
running
shit,
Viking.
you know, I should probably run Vikings. And
Yeah.
so,
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
we
It'd be
got there, but
still
to
worthwhile.
yeah, and for me, it's like reaching out. I'm not at a point where I feel like I can commit to a sponsorship.
Right.
That's my kind of where I started with this topic is like I I don't know if I could say like yep okay appreciate the $1,000 in brake pads or fluids.
Yeah.
Uh, what if I don't? I'm sure there's some contractual agreements that you have to sign. Uh, I'm just not there. I'm not committed enough in the sport to do that,
Yeah.
but I want to be. Like that's what I'm striving to go
Yeah.
do. I
Well, I
think that
think
would be
it's
just
like
so
we've
cool.
said too. I mean, baby steps, right? You're still building the car for lack of a better word,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's, it's, it's that. I mean, and that it would be, we've talked about Champ Car and things like that before. And I think it'd be the same thing. It'd be one or two or three seasons would be sponsored by Nate and Nick.
Yep. But for it to be, for it to be a sustainable program, you would have to go out and get
Oh yeah.
sponsors for
And
sure.
I think that's probably the scary reality is that there's a few, and you hear, I don't know if you like, if you listen to all the commentating on like IMSA, but you'll hear even like GTD teams. They're like, well, this is it. Like, if we don't win this race, we're not going to be able to finish the season.
Hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow. Like that, even at that level, it's week by week, race by race, month by month. Is it worth
Yeah.
it? Are we upside up, upside down?
Yeah. Maybe that's the other part of it of companies sponsoring grassroots guys is like it's so ingrained in the business of motorsports that, you know, you have to start somewhere. And like if you're a company that's, trying to build a client from,
Yeah,
granted not all grassroots motorsports guys are going to be pro drivers, but like if you're a company and you're trying to retain talent
yeah.
early on, I don't know. But
I mean,
yeah,
I
even
guess it's
in
it's no different than any kind of other like small business, really. You're not you need to go to the bank and get a loan. Well, if I just woke up this morning and said I can't just walk into a bank and be like I have this idea. Like
Mhm.
no, they're going to want to see your past years worth of of books. You're going to
Yeah.
have to have tried and suffered on your own for a while
Hmm.
before anybody gives you the time of day.
Yeah.
I imagine it's the same way with a sponsor. They're going to be like, well, yeah, you're successful, but you're self-funded, which means your success is going to end just by nature of finances. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll fix that problem for you to help you continue to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, that's true. So, moral of the story, I'd love to be sponsored by, I don't know, like Will Wood or,
yeah, well, that's what this is all about, right? We've talked about dream
Yeah.
garages, dream
Yeah. Somebody's got to,
opportunities, dream.
yeah.
There's no shame. I'm really not superstitious at all. I don't believe in. People get this place is different. I've worked in places before where, um, like something would get fixed, and I'd be like, all right, now like don't touch it. It could break again or whatever. And I was like, if I can break it by sitting here and talking about it,
Yeah.
it wasn't fixed.
Yeah. No,
Same thing. It's
that's
like
science.
if I can derail my future by sitting here and saying it out loud, then it wasn't really my future in the first place. Now was
That's true. Yeah. So next step is get the car on the road so I can start getting the sponsorship dollars. Dude, my garage is a mess right now. I'm looking around, not to squirrel to another topic, but
that doesn't look
there's
like a
a
garage of a semi-pro driver.
no, not at all. I'd be ashamed. I've got boxes of speed parts everywhere.
That's not a bad
I
problem.
know, I know, I know. I kid.
Nice.
Oh man. They did release the autocross schedule for next year. I'll send you the dates. Maybe we can figure out a time you can
Yeah,
come out
I'd like
here.
to see this thing.
Yeah. I would love to have you co-drive too. I think that'd be fun.
I need to
Like,
buy a helmet.
yeah, we need to make sure that you're taller than me. So
Yeah,
we
a
have to
little bit.
figure out the seat thing, but no, it's doable for sure.
Yeah. So I got rid of it. This is sad. It's a sad story. Um, I think I told you like so when I got out of school and I did a couple track days, I spent literally like basically 90% of the money I had to my name to buy the entry fee and a helmet to like a NASA weekend, an open track day weekend, like a I forget what they call it. Whatever, had an instructor and all that.
Oh, like HPDE.
Uh, yes, thank you, HPDE.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was like everything I had. It was like all my money. I was like, I'm gonna do it. It was probably the stupidest thing I ever did. So I bought an open face helmet that was like it was a good helmet, but it was like 2 years away from being expired.
Hmm.
So it was like steep discount,
Yeah.
whatever. So I participated for those 2 years and then coincidentally moved anyway, away from a track and had to stop doing track days and all that, whatever. I held on to that helmet for like the next, I don't know. I mean, let's call it 8 years, 6 or 8 years,
Yeah.
knowing that it was no good anymore. I had like a couple Halloween costumes. I let my daughter wear it. There's a point for you. I bought it basically in college, and then my daughter was wearing it before I ultimately threw it away.
Yeah.
But it was like that last little bit of like, I'm going to do it one day, and I know I won't be able
Hmm.
to use this helmet to do it, but I'm going to get back on track someday.
Yeah.
Uh, I just can't tell you when.
That's funny. Dude, growing up, my dad had a racing helmet because he drag raced kind of right out of high school. And kind of the same thing. It was like always in the attic. And like I'd sometimes like get up there and like bring it down.
Yeah,
And it was so old, and modern helmets probably don't do it now, but like when foam disintegrates and it becomes like powder,
yeah,
it was like that. So you'd like put it on and it'd be like, oh, the shit's in my face.
yeah.
Uh, but I would always, just run around the house like pretending like I was a race car driver.
Yeah.
So I mean, it
Well,
worked.
there you go.
I
So
will.
now, yeah, I'm
I'm
dying to get for a reason to get another one, but
Yeah, I will always keep this first helmet because I mean, this is my first racing helmet.
yeah, yeah,
I want that to be around forever. But anyway, yeah, I think you coming out, or eventually I will make it back to Ohio. Um, but either way, we can figure something out for you to
yeah.
get
And
behind the wheel.
we're I almost, yeah, get up to like watch you race and actually participate, and then we failed at getting to an event, and whether it was an IMSA event or even a NASCAR event or anything, or
Yeah.
uh, a
Yeah,
lot
I
happened last year though.
a lot did happen. I spent half of it overseas
Yeah.
and so no, I been thinking about, the end of this month. We got a few episodes, or not the month, the end of the year. Got a few episodes before the holidays, but I think we do, the stereotypical podcast goals episode.
Why
And
not? Yeah,
we do it, right? We figure out what we realistically can achieve next year, you and I, in terms of like going to events and stuff.
yeah,
Um, because yeah, I mean, this is fun. Don't get me wrong, I love the podcast, but I think you and I going to some events and creating some content
yeah,
actually in person would be pretty sweet.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, there's like
And
nine events that we can choose from. So
yeah, and in theory, it should be easy, right? It's
yeah,
just
it's
just
five
doing
hours,
it.
5 hours away.
That's yeah. I mean,
And if
compared to Georgia or God forbid wherever
South
you were before that.
South
Yeah,
Dakota,
and
East
Nebraska.
Virginia, Nebraska, yeah, 5 hours is nothing. You
Yeah,
do it in my sleep. And if you come this way, you lose an hour coming back or
that's
coming
right.
here.
Yeah,
So just saying.
we have other friends in. I don't know if they're still in St. Louis. We have friends over there.
Okay.
They're scattered now between Kansas. I can't remember if they're in St. Louis or Kansas or both.
Yeah, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
So, well, man, we've been going a little over an hour now, so
yeah.
it's gone by pretty fast, but
Always.
always fun. This was episode 16. Yeah, yeah, episode 16. So hopefully next episode I'll have a little more progress done, less just products in front of the camera. That's the goal. That's the
You
goal.
can give us an update from the floor.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Again, if you get to the end of this episode, please give us a comment, like, subscribe, shoot us a DM. Any feedback is much appreciated. I think, it'll help us grow the audience. But again, thanks again, and we'll talk to you all later.
See you.